So we are back for the next day of the challenge, and I am so excited to check in with you guys and see how it's doing. If you haven't checked off items 1 to 3, click pause on this video and go back. Or feel free to send me an email or a WhatsApp, depending on what choice you decided in this challenge, to work with us and really go back and work through the tips. Now, they're tips, but they're also secrets because they're the fundamentals of really getting into the next stage, which is the housekeeping and maintenance and moving over to the long-term solution. Now, the fundamentals of the housekeeping and the maintenance, lots of times business owners feel that they have no time to do, or they do it later in the day, or they hire an assistant. Whatever world you're in, regardless, it still has to get done. And if you can't afford to hire an assistant, then as a business owner, you're going to have to do them. So that leads us into the first one, which is the hairy, scary one of setting aside for taxes. Now, you probably heard me at times say 15%, sometimes say 20%, depending on my mood is what I tell people because, it's really at least 20%. If you're the lower income bracket, you might be able to get away with 15%, but having more than enough taxes is so key. When you're an independent contractor and you're getting paid in lump sums, it's hard to really budget for taxes because you're trying to run the business along with making sure that you have the year-end needs. And this is the biggest gap that people have, is that they don't worry about the tax man until the end of the year, when really you need to worry about it regularly so that the bill doesn't pile up on you. Now, the second thing is regular records. The smallest things that you keep ignoring are the ones that keep triggering you and keep coming into your face. And also, it just keeps giving bigger and bigger and bigger holes for you to have issues with your business and long-term solutions. So if you can't get into the books every day, then it's every week or every 2 weeks. And if you can't do it and your business is at the point when you want to outsource it, even better. But having regular records and a place to go where you can look at how your business is doing and or your personal bank account is so key. I mean, a lot of people are making decisions off of coffee and all these different things, of dates with their friends or something that they've heard, but not necessarily from like a trusted advisor. Here we are today on the challenge, and I'm sharing with you how important it is with the records, because you don't want to be that person at the end of the year to your CPA where you're just literally you hauling it all for the year, and then he has to sit there and figure out 365 days of the business. It's just not going to be in your best interest. Now, it brings me to the third tip for today, which is monitoring accounts payable. None of us like to pay bills, but digging in and figuring out a process to it is really the key. And I say that because or else your bills go on the side, and then we just do all these convulsions and all these different things about paying bills and even paying our contractors, our staff. All of those things fall into the bucket. Now, lots of times people do this on a Friday before the weekend so that they can have a peaceful weekend. I find that sometimes when people do it on Friday, then it ruins their weekend. So you have to see what works for you that's going to make this work. I suggest doing it like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday so that you can have time the rest of the week to work through it. Now, if you're on WhatsApp with me, I would love for you to share how this is working for you so that you can get the most of this, and I can be right there to walk you through that challenge. To leave you for a bonus for this tip for today, I want you to even produce a report from your accounting system of accounts payable so that you can really see fully what is happening in the business. When you look at that report in terms of accounts payable, it starts to put together all the tips so far of what we put. Feel free to email me with questions, and I look forward to seeing you in our last day, which is going to come in a few days so that it gives you the chance to implement everything we spoke about. Speak to you soon.